Hey everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome to my channel. Today we're bringing back Deep Thoughts with Lindsay. If you're new or you haven't watched my previous Deep Talk video, I will link it below. It's about where were we before we were born. I make these videos because I want to encourage people to think outside of the box, think outside of their own thoughts. It is an exercise. Today's video, we're going to be talking about my personal thought process on what was there before the universe existed. This video is strictly just the process I go through in my mind. There is no article behind it, no science behind it. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video that I want everyone watching to do with me is to expand your thoughts. Maybe you have a thought of what you believe there was before the universe existed. There could be backed by science. It could be just whatever you make up in your head. It could be something you saw in a movie. Whatever it is that you're thinking, nobody knows what happened, so think that. And please leave that in the comments. This video is about critical thinking, expanding outside of what we think, because I don't know about you, but when I was little, I would sit for hours trying to figure out what was there before anything existed, because I would go in a big circle and I would try to answer this question like, well, you know, you learn in science the Big Bang, like all of a sudden there was a Big Bang and then all this stuff like spread and existed. If you go by religion, they just say God created everything, you know, but like, where did God come from? Where did the Big Bang come from? Like, I'm trying to imagine in my mind, what was there before that? Like, it had to have come from somewhere. You know, it's like, what was there, the chicken or the egg? So I would just sit there forever trying to imagine what is nothing? What was there first? Really, you guys, try to visualize what nothing could be like. I'm getting angry right now. It would drive me crazy because I literally cannot fathom there being nothing. And in my mind, I'd be like, but nothing is something. Like, because I would just imagine like a black void, a black space, or a white space, but like that is still something. I cannot understand what's nothing. And then how can the universe exist, or God exist, or whatever you believe what the start was? Like, how did that come from nothing? So when I was little, I would be up all night, and so my thought process originally was nothing existed. And I just can't comprehend what nothing is, because when you think about that, on Earth, there really is like no such thing as nothing. And if we think about what Einstein says, no energy can be created or destroyed. It can only be converted. So that goes to show, like, how was there nothing? There is no science for there being nothing. We cannot comprehend it. So when I was little, I just thought, well, maybe there was such thing as nothing, and I just can't comprehend what nothingness is because we don't have science for it. I have never seen it. And it just does not exist that we know of in reality. I mean, I guess the closest is a black hole, but that's still something, you know? Again, the thought process, like, what is nothing? Nothing is something. It kept perpetuating in circles. So we can kind of infer that nothing can exist, and then something can come from that and exist. That is a possibility. That's the first part of the equation that I had thought about at a younger age. But then comes to when I started talking to other people about this topic, and why I think this video is so interesting that we have this conversation together. Thought about it a step deeper. Close your eyes right now. What do you see? What you see when you close your eyes, it looks like the universe. You have to listen. You're gonna be mind blown by this idea that I have. At least I like this idea. This is the one that I want to call and pick out of the box to be what's real. This is what I'm choosing right now. But if you close your eyes, it looks like the universe. Think about it. An eye looks like a nebula. Look up nebula. It looks like an eye. Look at the interworkings of a brain, the synapses, the electricity going through your brain. That's what a picture of the universe looks like, you guys. Our mind is the universe. Like, oh my God, we're getting to the point. Our mind is the universe. So that makes you think, okay, if you're religious, whatever you are, they say we were created in God's image. You know, we are our own universe, first of all. Like, do you see the similarities of how it looked? We were created in that image. We are a part of that. We are co-creators of the universe. Like, side note, that's why the law of attraction works. Like, we are in that image, we have that ability, we are part of it. But here is what is even more mind-blowing. If you're here with me and you can believe what I'm saying with me right now, the universe as a brain, as a mind, just like our own, what does that mean if the universe is a mind? That means the universe is conscious. The universe is a conscious being, which is what I talk about on my channel, law of attraction. You know, we're co-creators of the universe. That was mentioned in my interview with Marcy Newman. How can we attract what we want? The universe is a conscious being. We are conscious being, which brings me to what the answer is to what was the universe before it existed. The universe existed when it became conscious, when it knew it existed. When you know you exist, that is when you exist. Think about the quotes. I think, therefore I am. So the universe may have always been here, but it may have not known it was here. When it became conscious, when we became conscious, that is when the universe existed. That just blows my mind. The universe is conscious. We are conscious. I think, therefore I am. Again, that's what my channel is about. Manifesting happiness, what we think we are. When we are conscious of ourselves, that is when we exist. That is when we manifest. How did I not think that? It's beyond what was there before there was anything. What is nothing? That question very well could be true. Nothing could have existed. But we only know we exist when we are conscious enough to know what existing is. That is the answer. That is the answer to everything. We can manifest when we are conscious, to know that we co-create our reality. We are made in the universe's image. We are conscious. The universe is conscious. Like, it just makes me feel like the world, everything we feel inside our hearts is positive. When we speak to God, when we do affirmations, whatever it is you believe, if you're atheist and you want to define this as science, in my mind, it answers all the questions. It is science. We know what a nebula looks like. We know what the universe looks like. We know what the mind looks like. We know quantum physics, quantum theory. You know, we know these. It can be explained by different things. If you want to explain it by religion, you know, what is God? We're created in the image. We are created in the image of the universe. If you want to think of the law of attraction or praying, whatever it is, I think, therefore I am, law of attraction. If we're praying to a higher being, well, we're praying to the higher level of consciousness, which is the universe. And I think and I believe that we have just woken up to this consciousness, which is why everyone's talking about the law of attraction. Wow, that if this is resonating with you, that's why. There's only a sliver of what we know about manifesting and the universe. But if you're like me and you're watching this video, you can feel that there's this invisible force that is there. And I believe that invisible force that will eventually be shown further and further with science, and it has been, is that we are a collective consciousness, and that what we do every day affects each other. What we put into the world comes back to us. It's one living organism. The universe is a conscious being, and each of us are the cells of this being, and each of us have universes within us, and I can go on and on. But basically, the conclusion that I've personally come with is, what was there before the universe existed? It could have been nothing. It could have been there the whole time. It's only when we wake up to consciousness that we know we exist. And that's my answer. And that's what was there before anything was there. We were there. We are now conscious that we are here. So what are we going to do with it? That's the question I want to pose to you guys. And what do you think? What do you think about what I said? Did I take you through the mind journey of how I got there? What is your mind journey? What do you believe? Again, this video is to encourage you to think outside the box. Have you had any of these thoughts before? Have you had thoughts that I haven't had? Please comment below. There's no right or wrong answer. I welcome everybody's beliefs, everyone's thoughts. Again, this is just an exercise to think beyond ourselves and to try to think beyond what we know. Because when we can think beyond what we have learned and beyond what we know, and we can use what we know to get there, that's how we grow as people. That's how new ideas are formed. That's how dreams are created and developed, and we become better, more conscious, stronger beings. We have to challenge our minds to take it a step further. We can't do that if we're afraid to say how we feel or what we think. So there's no wrong answers here. I just hope this video inspires you and that you enjoyed having a deep existential conversation with me today. If you like my deep talks with Lindsay videos, let me know and we will answer some more deep questions and we can just have a raw conversation about what we think. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.